Alright, so basically when you're in Legacy and you're looking around with your camera, if you hold left click as well as right click, then it walks into the direction you're facing. So essentially if you hold back and those two mouse buttons, you can update where you're facing without having to actually move. And it isn't client-sided, it is server-sided, so it does actually update where you're facing. So that allows you to cast in a certain direction without having to turn around, only for the very few frames that the server updates you to cast the spell and then it instantly goes back. So that's where the inconsistency comes from, because you don't know when exactly the move is going to snapshot, and so you need to figure out that timing so you know to avoid it. But generally otherwise it should work, and I'll demonstrate it here. So I'm holding all the buttons. Alright, so I'm casting here. See, I didn't stop casting. The GCD kept rolling, and I didn't get hit by the gaze. So it does definitely work. Though if you cast as soon as it's going to snapshot, it will still hit you. So I'll demonstrate that here. There we go. So I'm gonna cast it now. See? I get hit because there are very few frames where it actually does turn you around. So if you do cast it as soon as it's going to snapshot, then you will get hit. But otherwise, in all other cases, it does update your location as facing the other way, and you should generally be fine. So that does help. But like as a mechanic or bug within itself, it is very useful to be able to just update where you're facing without having to actually walk in any certain direction. So yeah, you can just hold back both mouse buttons and it updates. An example of where it could be useful is in the fight where I'm not sure what it's called, but there's the Phoenix fight where there's like the DDR thing where you have to update where you're facing with the arrow on the ground. It does actually work if you do this, because it is actually updating where you're facing. So yeah, it's useful.